I told my wife, if you go on that trip with him, we're done. She went anyway and filled. The first thing my wife noticed when she came home wasn't the changed locks. It was the sound of a little boy laughing inside our house. She froze on the front porch, suitcase still in her hand, staring through the living room window. Someone else's furniture sat where ours had been. Fresh paint covered the walls, family photos she had never seen hung in the hallway. Then she whispered the words I never thought I'd hear. What happened to my home? 7 days earlier, our marriage had come down to a single conversation. Ashley stood in the bedroom, folding clothes into her suitcase while texting someone with a smile I hadn't seen directed at me in months. Daniel's already at the airport, she said casually. I should leave soon. I looked at the suitcase, then at her. You're really going on a week-long vacation alone with another man? She sighed dramatically. Ryan, Daniel is just my college friend. We've known each other forever. Then why does it have to be just the two of you? She shrugged. Because we're adults. Stop acting so insecure. That word hit harder than I expected. I walked closer and spoke as calmly as I could. This isn't about jealousy, it's about respect. If you get on that plane with him, don't expect this marriage to still be here when you come back. She stared at me for a second, then laughed. You'll calm down by next week. She kissed the air near my cheek, grabbed her suitcase, and walked out without looking back. An hour later, my phone buzzed. Her first Instagram story showed her and Daniel clinking champagne glasses before takeoff. The caption read, Vacation Mode. I never replied. Instead, I called a divorce attorney. Over the next few days, while Ashley flooded social media with beach sunsets, romantic dinners, and smiling selfies beside Daniel, I quietly rebuilt my life. Every post made one thing painfully clear. She wasn't worried about losing me. She was convinced I'd still be waiting when she got home. By Wednesday, every legal document had been prepared. Professional movers carefully packed every one of Ashley's belongings. Nothing was broken. Nothing was thrown away. Everything was placed into a secure storage unit that I prepaid for 6 months. This wasn't revenge. It was the final page of a story that had already ended. Around the same time, my older sister Emma and her 8-year-old son Noah moved into the house. Emma had recently escaped a painful divorce after discovering her husband's affair. The empty guest room became Noah's bedroom. The silent house suddenly filled with laughter, movie nights, and homemade dinners. For the first time in years, coming home actually felt peaceful. Meanwhile, Ashley kept posting photos with Daniel, beach walks, cocktails, boat rides, smiling like she didn't have a single worry in the world. Then Sunday arrived. My doorbell camera showed her rideshare pulling into the driveway. She stepped out smiling, wearing sunglasses, carrying expensive shopping bags, and pulling her bright yellow suitcase. She looked completely confident. She slid her key into the lock. It wouldn't turn. She frowned, tried again. Still nothing. Seconds later, my phone rang. Ryan, I think the lock is broken. No, I answered quietly. It isn't. I opened the door. The smile disappeared from her face. Emma was helping Noah hang a picture in the hallway. Ashley looked around in complete disbelief. What are they doing here? I handed her a large envelope. Inside were the storage unit keys, a detailed inventory of every box, and divorce papers. Your belongings are safe, I said. Everything has been packed carefully. She looked at me as tears filled her eyes. You're actually divorcing me? Because of one trip? I slowly shook my head. No, because you chose another man after I told you exactly what it would cost. For several seconds, neither of us spoke. Then her shoulders collapsed. Daniel asked me to leave you during the trip, she admitted through tears. I said no, but I stayed because I honestly believed you'd forgive me. Those words hurt more than any confession ever could. She had never believed my boundaries were real. She believed my love meant accepting anything. 8 months later, our divorce was finalized peacefully. She never asked me to come back. I never asked why she stayed on that trip. Some questions don't change the ending. People often ask whether changing the locks was my way of getting revenge. It wasn't. The marriage didn't end when her key stopped working. It ended the moment she believed my self-respect would always come second to her choices.